Welcome to another edition of Wrestle Talk. Before we begin, go ahead and hit the notification button. When the show comes out, you'll get an alert. If you're watching us on YouTube or listening to us on Apple, Spotify, iHeartRadio, thank you so much. Go ahead and hit the like button. Share the episode with your friends. Leave a comment. Let us know how we're doing. Let us know if you agree with us or don't agree with us. We just love the interactions. Follow us on our social media accounts on Instagram. We're also on X, TikTok. Of course, this is my co-host, Lou Jenkins. He is at different underscore level 71. I am at Mario Eats for Games. Lou, how are you doing today?
I'm good, man. Are you good?
I'm good. I'm great. Okay, so of course, we're gonna be getting into the mailbag probably throughout the show. We're gonna do some fantasy booking that Lou and I had discussed off air. We're also gonna be getting into Money in the Bank pay-per-view. Of course, I'm old school. We're old school guys. You guys call it PLEs. And then we're gonna get into our final thoughts overall, which I feel like I was kind of blindsided, but we'll
I
get
guess
to
you're
that
gonna
part
change
later.
now, right? I guess your final thought. I guess your final thought's gonna change now, right?
Oh.
Shit.
But first, we'll get into a moment in history. On this day, June 7th, 1995, in Jalisco, Tennessee, the Thugs, Tony Anthony and Tracy Smooters, won the Smoky Mountain Wrestling Tag Team titles by beating the dynamic duo Unabomb and Al Snow. Lou, does anything come to mind when you think of Smoky Mountain Wrestling?
God, you know what, dude? I'm not gonna lie. I ain't really watching too much. I ain't gonna lie to you. It wasn't for me. I guess I ain't really watching. So you gonna tell me something new? Now I never knew before.
Well, it was more of a, I guess, if you want to use the term Southerner, the man who ran that promotion was Jim Cornette.
Oh, corny.
Corny.
Okay.
Yeah, everyone loves Corny.
Yeah.
Except maybe that what's his name? Your favorite writer of all. You
Who, my
said that
uncle?
he's the best, huh?
Marco Roos? Come on now.
Yeah,
Marco Roos the best,
yeah,
man.
they hate each other. They
Come
hate
on.
each other with a passion.
Well, I guess I don't like corny no more either. If you don't like
What?
Marco Roos, I don't like corny.
uh, uh, so before we begin talking about the event, let's do some fantasy booking. I discussed this with Lou off air, and one of the topics that we talked about, or one of the talent that we had talked about, was Logan Paul.
Mm-hmm.
And how great would it be? And I know that I talked mess about Logan Paul throughout this show on other episodes. You can go
Mm.
back on the YouTube archives and catch them. But how great would it be if Logan Paul was built up as the top heel? Now, you guys hear me out because I know a lot of
Mm-hmm.
you is going to say that, you know, he has no business being in professional wrestling, which I kind of agree. But the way this man brings heat, he has something to contribute.
Hey, you know and I
So
know, man. He's the best wrestler of all time. You know that.
I think that he can bring out the heat that everyone's looking for. Because usually, when you go to events, you want to see someone who you can't stand get their ass whooped.
Mm.
And if Logan Paul can do something along the lines of an open challenge, start challenging people
Mm.
to beat him within a certain amount of time. And no, and he just crushes through the undercard and mid card roster.
Mm.
And let's just say that Tozawa answers the call. And he actually winds up pulling an upset, beating Logan Paul. And here's where the fantasy booking comes into play. Logan Paul winds up talking this mess, saying that that was a lucky shot from Tajal. And what if Logan Paul challenges uh, Tozawa again, but this time puts cash money on the line? Let's just say 50 grand.
Oh, that's more than what that's more than what WWE pays him.
So Logan Paul challenges Tozawa again. This time puts 50 grand on the line.
Mm,
Tozawa comes out and then he beats Logan Paul again.
mm,
This time,
mm,
there's a tag team match that can be set up between them. Logan Paul finds a tag team partner. Of course, Tozawa would choose Otis. And in that tag team match, what if Otis turns on Tozawa,
mm,
siding with Logan Paul?
mm. Yeah. How much fanfare would they get?
I think the idea would be building up Tozawa and giving Otis something to do. He's a big guy. He needs something instead of just being out kind of on the sidelines like he's been doing.
Mm.
But it
Well,
would, but it
mm,
would also help Logan Paul having more of that heat and
mm.
elevating his talent.
Bro, I don't think he needed more heat. I think he's getting it. I think he's getting the way he's getting it now. I don't think he needed more heat. He don't. I can tell you, shit. I don't know if you want him to a fancy booking. I mean, you know that's a fancy because I was never gonna get over, man. They never gonna do nothing with him. He probably be on the next cuts list. I don't know. That's a damn
Uh,
shame. I feel sorry for that man. I love him.
uh, Speaking of cutlass, man, I mean, like this cutlass is just getting crazier and crazier by the week.
You sure?
But we'll get to that a little bit later. All right. We know that there's a lot of you guys that probably saw Worlds Collide,
Uh-huh.
and this was a different kind of event. Lou, what were some of your favorite moments from Worlds Collide?
Bro, I can tell you right now, I'm dead even with Worlds Collide and Money in the Bank. I'm dead even with it. I thought entertainment action wise, it was more at Worlds Collide. I liked it. I can't wait to go see this. What's the one coming in August? The Triple Mania, their version of WrestleMania in August. Yeah, we gotta do a show about that one because that's gonna be damn good.
Mhm.
Um, the only notes I got from it, every match was okay. I give it A matches on every match. The main event for the AAA Mega Title, it was a so match. I get it. Uh, um, Probably the best match of the night, I had to say, was the four-way for the NXT title, North American title. Ethan Page, Ray Phoenix, Javon Evans, Laredo Kid. I mean, Javon Evans is impressing me every week. Every time I see him, that was probably the best match of the night. Oh, I'm telling you, out of everybody, everybody had their little spots. I give Stephanie McCord mad props, wrestling 3 times in less than 20 hours. That girl's good. Those yams are even better. I mean, for people out there, audio and on and YouTube, if certain people know what yams is, the yams was nice, right? Yeah, y'all know what I'm talking about. So y'all feel what I'm saying. Um, the one you gotta have. This is one character. It's a couple characters I want to see again, but there's one I gotta see a lot. And damn, what's his name? Oh god, the lizard guy,
Mr. Iguana.
Mr. Iguana, bro. I've never seen a more entertaining guy with the puppet on his hand. I mean, he's not the best wrestler, but he is damn entertaining. I want to see more of him. I'm excited about seeing this guy. The Psycho Clown was cool. Dr. Wagner Jr., he was okay. Um, I mean, it was overall, it was a great action event. It was more action than Money in the Bank. There's a couple people I do want to see. Lola Vice, I expect a little bit more from her. But the two other Spanish girls, I got the names. Chick, Jen Dallas, or whatever. They got more experience. They
Uh,
you know, I can't pronounce it. Maybe you can, but they have more experience.
Chick, Tormenta, and Dasley, Daisley.
Yeah. I mean, you could tell they've been wrestling for a long time.
I mean, like when I looked at their age, these are not young women. They're pretty much veterans in their 50s. They're doing this.
Oh man, they can wrestle though, man.
And
They can wrestle.
yeah, they can wrestle. They don't I I have not seen them miss any spots.
Mm-mm. Mm-mm.
And I mean to say that for these women, I mean like I mean they usually at your age when you're up there, I guess like mid age, you start thinking about retirement. You start thinking about what you want to do at life after wrestling.
Oh
But
yeah.
these women has it.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Definitely. Definitely.
Some of my favorite moments was when Dragon Lee, Toro, and Dorado was playing hot potato with the puppet, the lizard puppet, and then all of a sudden, you see a triple super kick given to Mr. Iguana. I also like how Dom challenges Octagon and even tells him that he'll put up the IC championship on the line at Money in the Bank,
Mm.
which was now 5 matches instead of the 4. Um,
I prefer Dom go against Mr. Iguana. I think that'd be more entertaining.
after now thinking about it, that would have been more entertaining.
Hmm.
Um, I'm sure somewhere down the lines that we'll see more of the Lucha Libre stars, in the intertwine with the WWE talent. I
Listen,
also
bro, I'll
like,
tell you. Let me tell you something right quick. The fans are going to ask for Mr. Iguana. They're going to ask for him.
who he reminds me of?
Who?
A mix between Mick Foley and Santino Marella.
Oh man, I need to go see Santino. Man, Santino's a fraud, dude. Come on, man. Yo, yeah, he was the worst gimmick out there. Seriously, man. Yeah, he was worse than Doink the Clown and shit. Seriously, come on. I hated Santino. Oh my god, he was ugh. Come on, stop.
I I also liked that was kissed by Stephanie Barker uh, and Lola Vice to Tormenta and Daisley, if that's how you pronounce her name.
Yeah,
Both doing it at the same
hold on, let me
time.
ask you a question. Right? Didn't you expect more from Lola?
I did. I thought that she was. I thought that she would be put on there because of her heritage and what she brings to the table and what I see on her from NXT. But I really didn't see that much from Lola, and it was just like if she was just there for a spot.
Hmm. Well, I don't know. I mean, if that was the case, man, you might as well have that fraud Selena Vega in there. Shit. I mean, I mean,
Uh,
for real. I mean, you had no Damien. I give it NXT, but I mean, damn, man. I mean, that's why I can't wait for that Triple Mania. I can't wait for that one. That's going to be really good. I can't wait for that.
which um which brand do you think looked at a lot stronger, WWE NXT or AAA?
Well, WWE looks stronger because they booked it that way. They booked it that way. I thought that they was going to give it more to AAA, but no, they actually did the right call. WWE was strong. It's a bigger league. It just showcased it like AAA, which I'm not a. I mean, if he's their top guy, what's his name?
El Hijo de
Vikingo, whatever his
Vikingo,
name.
yeah.
Yeah, if that's their top guy, um, I don't know. I and yeah, he did a couple of moves that was cool. overall, dude, I mean, he's just another. You know, he remind me of. He remind me of. He wrestled kind of similar to the guy who was announcing the match. Who was talking with Conan. He reminds me of Conan
Oh,
without that whole aerial thing. I
uh-huh.
mean, that's who you remind me of. I don't think he's all that though to be a top guy.
Mhm. I thought both on a performance level and the entertainment level looked very strong.
Mm.
Uh, I mean, they had five great matches. I thought the event was pretty cool from top to bottom. You had
Yeah.
Octagon, Aerostar, Mr. Iguana, who defeated the LWO.
Mm-hmm.
I'm, that that Moonsault Fall Away Slam from Octagon was pretty cool. Then you have Stephanie Vaquer and Lola Vice, who defeated Tormenta and Daisley. Then you also had Legado de Fastima defeating El Hijo, the Doctor, Wagner Jr., and Pagano. Of course, there's the Ethan Page, who retained his North American Championship.
That was the best match of the night.
That was a pretty good match.
That was the best match of the night.
That was a real pretty good match.
Yeah.
Then you have the main event. El Hijo de Vikingo retains his AAA Mega Championship. Of course, he pinned Chad Gable with that awesome 360 splash from the top rope.
Love it.
That
Love it.
that that was pretty cool. Overall, how would you rate this event on the scale from A to D?
I give it a B plus for the first time seeing it and not really knowing it. Yeah, it's B plus. I get a B plus. I gotta see Mr. Guana again. That's the guy got me and shit. I gotta see Mr. Guana. That guy's a star. I want to see him. I don't care if you got Puma XT. That you gotta bring that motherfucker up. I love him.
You know what? I think I might start keeping. I think I want to see more AAA because this was
Yeah,
actually a pretty good event.
I'm watching it, bro. I'm not gonna lie. I'm very interested in it. I'm watching it.
If you guys are watching us on YouTube or even listening to us on iHeartRadio, Spotify, um, thank you so much for taking the time. Go ahead and hit the like button, subscribe, let us know how we're doing. We're gonna go ahead and move on to
Let me get to a
our.
question right quick, sir.
Oh, sure. Let's get into a question.
All right, I got your buddy back. Your
Which
best
one?
friend. Your best friend. Mr. Miguel from San Antonio, Texas. Hey, Miguel.
Hey, Miguel.
And this time he did the both of us this time. It's crazy.
Oh,
It's like a week ago. He says it's just he just bled out question. Will AAA get a fair shake with WWE?
I think it will help. That what WWE is trying to do is help build the brand. It doesn't make sense after they acquired a brand for them to just put it on the show. That absolutely makes no sense at all.
Eh,
Triple A is part of WWE now. Um, if anything, they're looking at stars to see who can they can help build up,
mm,
probably bring into the main roster in
got
the
it.
future. And basically, this is another NXT type show or talent card that we're watching.
Well, Miguel, I know there's two questions here you had, but I'm not going to get into the second one because that's kind of controversial, even though I'm all about controversy. But uh I'm not we're not going to get into damn, what's that guy's name? Oh my god. Delberto, Rio Delberto thing.
Alberto Del Rio.
Yeah, Bird Del Rio. Well, not gonna get into it. So um sorry, I can't answer that question for you, bro. Yeah, but Triple H, they'll get a fair shake. Go ahead, sir.
All right, so now we have the event Money in the Bank, the Money in the Bank ladder, the Money in the Bank. event. And ladies and gentlemen, if you've been watching us for some time now, go back to our YouTube archives episode and see last year's Money in the Bank.
Mm-hmm.
Because I think for once that time, you and I agreed on basically everything and said that that pay-per-view show was trash. The way they did that event, very dirty. But this year was a major improvement.
Mm, mm,
We'll get into our first match.
mm,
It's the women's Money in the Bank ladder match for a championship contract. Alexa Bliss, Roxanne Perez, Rhea Ripley, Naomi, Stephanie Vaquer, and Gulia.
mm.
Of course, our picks, which we were both wrong. Lou, you picked Roxanne Perez, and then I picked Rhea Ripley. But the winner of this match was actually Naomi, who won
Mm-hmm.
it in 25 minutes and 10 seconds.
Mm-hmm.
Naomi pushes Rhea and Alexa Bliss while they were on the ladder, then climbs up and grabs the briefcase to wins the match. Lou, what did you think of this match? What was some of your favorite moments? What did you not like about this match?
Uh, it was a good call for Naomi to win it. I thought it was probably one of the worst women's ladder matches I've seen. Not that much action, not enough storytelling. Too many young bloods in there. Only three vets. Which I thought that it was gonna give it to one of the young girls because the Uncle Paul he likes to push everybody to the moon quick as shit. So I that kind of surprised me. I thought he would give it to one of them, but Naomi deserved it. She needed it. She's doing the best work of her career right now. I can tell you, out of three young girls, I'm more impressed with Stephanie McCoy. Like she is it. She has it. She has it. I'm not too sure about Gulli. I think Gulli was rushed through the whole system. Roxanne Perez, I mean, she's more of a sidekick. She's not. She's like three steps above Candice LeRae, like that.
Mm,
I put it that way. Rhea's Rhea. You know she. I didn't think she was gonna win anyway. Alexa. I don't know what they're doing with her. I have no idea. But this was a great call for Naomi. I'm happy with it. I think they are saying Gulia. Wasn't it Gulia? Gulia?
Gulia.
Send her ass back to NXT because she ain't ready for the main roster. I don't think she's ready for it. Roxanne is just a sidekick, but congratulations to Naomi. You need it, girl. I'm happy for you. I don't know who you gonna cash in on. I don't want you to do it quick. I want you to take your time and do this with your character. So it was a right call. Your Uncle Paul did a good job. Uh, quarter clap, quarter clap on your part. Quarter clap, quarter clap.
Of course, we asked ourselves who deserved it but wouldn't get it. Your answer was actually Naomi.
Mm-hmm.
You were right there.
Mm-hmm.
We also asked who is least likely to win, who is least likely not to win, but could shark us. Of course, you chose Alexa Bliss, and I chose Stephanie Vaquer.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of Stephanie, as you mentioned before earlier, that this was her second match of the day, her third match in about what 18 to 20 hours.
She's a badass.
This woman is on a different level, totally.
Mm.
She belongs on the main roster, but she is a main eventer.
Yams. No, let me ask you a question.
Yeah,
Would you put your favorite Jordan Grace over Stephanie?
I feel like that's a clickbait question. I don't know. Uh,
Mm.
Ah,
Mm.
you got me on that one.
No yams. No yams for Grace. No yams.
She has muscles though.
No yams though.
She has muscles though.
But no yams. Now watch that. Everybody gonna be. Some people will ask me. They're gonna be emailing me. Why you say yams?
The best way I can describe that without us getting blackballed.
We'll move on, man. Move on. Move on. Move on. Move on. Well,
All
continue
right,
what you said.
our next match is the WWE Intercontinental Championship match. Dominic Mysterio versus Octagon Jr.
Mhm.
Uh, Dominic wins in 4 minutes and 55 seconds. This when this was previously announced on Worlds Collide, this was not the match that I expected
Mm-mm.
to see, but it happened. I'm not really sure where WWE is going with this storyline. I thought we were gonna see an actual storyline between them two, but this was a very short match. I need to know where exactly how is Octagon or if Octagon's gonna be part of the roster to set up something further, I guess like between the LWO or if he's even gonna go to SmackDown to do something with the Legado de Fantasma. I need WWE to help me make sense of this.
He's
Cause
just he's just there, bro, to put him over because he's
Lou, your
popular.
thoughts on this match?
He's just there to put him over because he's popular. That's all it is. It's just, bro. I don't know why I even had this fucking match. Uh, because he's popular in AAA, and now I don't know. I'd rather seen what was the other guy? Well, not my favorite. Not Mr. Guan. Who was the other guy who was better?
Aerostar?
Yeah, I'd rather have Aerostar than him. I thought he did better than no, actually, you know what? I like to see Dr. Wagner go. The
Ah,
Dr. Wagner guy. Put him
mhm,
against Dom. Doctor, he
mhm.
looked like he got some skill. I don't know who his daddy was, but daddy taught him well.
All right, all right. Our next match
Wait a minute,
is the
sir. I got something
huh?
for you.
Yeah, what you got?
Before I got a question, but I got something for you, right? I was sent a special request. All
Oh,
right. So I
okay.
got put on my old man glasses to read a nice little speech
Oh
here.
boy.
All right. So I'm gonna read a nice little speech here for you. All right, you ready?
All right.
So, co-hosted next to me today is one of the sharpest minds in the business. Not only the voice that keeps the WWE universe on the edge of their seats, but also is an incredible father. And also tonight, we all got a little surprise for you.
Hmm.
So if you look behind you,
Oh shit.
there's a nice little shirt for you. Okay, sir. And when you wear it, and guess where you're gonna wear this shirt to?
Where?
You're gonna wear it on July 21st in Houston at WWE Raw with your amazing family.
Oh snap. Thank you. Wow. Grande American. Hold on, let me show everyone this.
Yes, yes, yes.
Wow, I love y'all. Thank y'all so much.
I love that. I love
Grande
that. What's it say
Americano.
for our audio listeners?
Okay, so if you're listening to us on audio, I had the El Grande Americano is numero uno shirt, which is white, and on the edge is red with the collar, and the bottom of the sleeves is red. This is awesome.
I would also like to add, ladies and gentlemen, having this man right here as the host of this show, he's a good friend of mine, he's a good man. I know how amazing father he is. I know how amazing husband he is. Is a good friend, and this right here is I'm honored. I'm honored, right? I mean, right to be a part of this. You know what I mean, you're a big wrestling fan. You got to go. You get to go to WWE Raw. Yeah, I mean, like, when you see Uncle Paul, man, give him a message for me. I'll say it off air for you. Right, I ain't gonna say it on air because, like,
All
you
right,
got
all right,
guidelines. You know
all
what
right.
I'm saying?
I'll get that message to him somewhere or somehow because they got to listen to us.
Yes,
They have
yes,
to.
yes, yes, yes. Are you happy, sir?
I am very happy right now. I was not expecting that. Oh wow!
Yeah,
How
I
did
know.
y'all set this up?
Much love for you, sir.
Ah,
Are you ready to
we
go?
definitely got. Yeah, let's get back to it, but we definitely got to talk about that later. All right, our next match is the WWE Women's Intercontinental Championship, a last chance match for Becky Lynch, Lara Valkyria versus Becky Lynch. Now, listen to the stipulation of this match
Mm.
and let me know what you guys think. If Becky Lynch loses, she can no longer challenge for the title as long as Valkyria is champion. If Valkyria loses, she will be forced to raise Lynch's hand and acknowledge Lynch as the better woman. Let that sink in for a bit. Usually, stipulations like this with a title match has higher stakes. This has none.
You good? Keep going.
This has no stakes. This has this has no storyline development except that at the end of the match, when Becky pins Lyra Valkyria with a closed package, I should say,
Yeah.
all all it did was did what? And so they're showing an embarrassment for Lyra. I thought it was more of a demotion for Becky Lynch
Mm.
to be knocked down to as a mid Carter. She does not belong there. And of course, somewhere along the match, the fans chanted, "We want truth."
They were cheering that all night.
I thought the stipulation was a bit corny. Lou, how did you feel about this match? Should I have been on the card? Where do you
Yeah,
think that this storyline is going?
yeah. I bet it should be on the card. That was a good match. We've already discussed this already. We don't agree. You think it's a step down. I think it's a step up. Ladies and gentlemen, if you listen to audio, you should have saw my face with this man saying this bullshit. It is not a step down. Agree with me. Send me email. Send me whatever. Agree with me. It is not a step down for Becky. Lyra got no personality, bro. None. You need somebody to step up for that title. You're gonna need somebody to step up for US title with Selena Vega because I can't stand it, man. Oh god. But Becky, it was the right call. I thought it was a good match. The stipulation, now I understand the end. She made her go around all four, raise her hand, embarrass her. That's a good story. It really is. It's kind of like what they should have did with Tiffany and Charlotte. Like now Lyra's going to chase her for it, make a story. I mean, they doing something, some type of story for the women's division. So, that actually leads us into our next question, to tell you the truth.
Oh, okay. Let's hear it.
Well, our friend Becky T from Calgary, Alberta, Canada, she told me to wave hi. Hi, how are you doing?
Hey, Becky, how you doing?
She says, long time new email. Wow. I love her. She's awesome. What do you guys think about how the women's division is being used, especially with storylines? And that's kind of this and that. I'm a big women's advocate wrestling fan. I can't wait for Evolution to come around. And I'm very worried they give major storylines to the men that lasts for weeks and months, but does a week here, a week there, or basically nothing for storylines for the women. And by the way, I loved you guys' game last time you played. Thanks, Becky.
You want to go first?
uh the Becky one's the first start. I don't think they do enough for women's storylines. I mean, the Chelsea thing and Selena Vega, how many times they go wrestle? I mean, you got everybody in catering and you got, I mean, they're pushing the three young girls. I guess they're trying to call them the next wave of the next four horsewomen that come in. I mean, come on, stop. I mean, they're no Charlotte Flair, they're no Sasha Banks, they're no Becky Lynch. Now, Stephanie got a shot. Even Barbie doll Tiffy got a shot. Roxanne's probably gonna be like another wannabe Bailey back. You know what I mean? Whatever. But storyline purposes, Becky, they don't really have a storyline. But I'm glad they did this one, which I do not agree with Mario at all about. This is a step down shit. But Becky, I know I know you be flip flopping back and forth about who you like better, but we know you like Mario better. But yeah, that's okay. You can hurt my feelings. That's all right. But I don't know. We'll find out. We gotta see. I mean, maybe they'll put more storylines for SummerSlam. Maybe Evolution will cross some storylines. I don't know. Go ahead, sir.
I'm glad that you mentioned Evolution because, I mean, you have a pretty good women's roster to for WWE to have their own women's pay-per-view.
Yeah.
You got main eventers, you got mid carders, you got underdogs. So there's a number of storylines that I see them building up to. Of course, there's some I don't want to see. There's some current champions that should not go into Evolution as the champions.
There you go.
We'll save that for a different time.
Selena
But
Vega.
but of course, I can't wait to see how WWE is gonna present uh Evolution because right now the women are killing it. They definitely are.
Where?
NXT.
No, the main roster. They keep on pushing that fraud Jade Cargill and shit. Seriously? This is the prime time for them to really kill it on the main roster with Naomi with the briefcase. She can come up with all type of fucking shit. Like she's gonna be a good character. Her caution character, like she better kill it. She better kill it. They gotta do something with Charlotte. You can't have a vet like that on the bench doing little stupid vignettes with Alexa and all shit. You gotta have these girls out there, man. You gotta stop pushing the three young girls. You can push Stephanie, Roxanne. You can leave her with the whole Judgment Day. I guess now Julia's going against Selena. That give her something, but you gotta give the vets more, man. Seriously. I mean, and you gotta do something. You gotta put back together. And you will agree on this. You gotta put back together Nikki and Alexa. You gotta put them back together. That's the ones you gotta put back together. And you gotta do something with Raquel. You gotta do something with Liv. You gotta get better storylines. I mean, but that's just my opinion.
How awesome would it be if Naomi cashes in at Evolution and takes the title away from Tiffany Stratton?
It's too soon.
Too soon?
Yeah, it's too soon, man. Because don't forget, you need build up for SummerSlam, and before Evolution, you got the Night of Champions. Remember in Saudi Arabia.
Mm-hmm.
So you got that in play. I mean, it could all type of possibilities. But Naomi, I would save it for a while. I'll save it for her and just keep on working her work. And keep away from that fraud Jade too. Fucking fraud.
All right. Our next match is the men's Money in the Bank ladder match for championship match contract. Solo Sikoa, LA Knight, Penta, Seth Rollins, Andrade, and El Grande Americano.
But
Lou,
show your shirt, dog. Show your shirt. You're a Grande fan now. Show the shirt. Attaboy. There you go.
only because this was a Vinnie Mac move. I think about McMahon all the time, every time I see El Grande Americano.
Mm-hmm.
Lou, we'll get our predictions out the way. You picked Seth Rollins. I picked LA Knight. And of course, Seth Rollins winds up winning the match in 33 minutes and 50 seconds.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, we could talk about the spots, the moments that went on this match, the fireball ladder, but I want to get into the interference of this match. When Braun Breaker, Bronson Reed, JC Mateo, Jacob Fatu was involved, what was going through your mind at that specific moment?
Honestly,
Yeah,
too many stories. Too many stories. I don't understand the whole. The, you knew it was coming to break up with him and Solo. I, I I'm trying to wrap my head around that one. Maybe you can help me understand that one. Are they gonna go against each other? How it's gonna turn out? I mean, Jacob is over. He's over with the fan. He's over. He can be a heel, a baby, whatever in between. He's over. But let me ask you something here. What would you have said, you personally, if Solo would have got it?
it wouldn't have made sense. It would have trashed the match.
Mm-hmm.
The you see no storyline involving Star and Solo Sokoa. Um, you see nothing with him and Jey Uso, nothing with him or Cena.
Mm-hmm.
Jay Solo is not mingling with main eventers right now. Mid Carter's at most,
Mm-hmm.
which puts Jacob Fatu in the perfect position to set up a storyline between them two. And of course, you can bring JC Mateo, and you can also involve maybe if they ever come back around, Tongaloa and his brother, get them involved because it seems like there's going to be a future feud between, I guess, as you want to call them, the old bloodline versus whatever fraction Seth Rollins has.
Mm-hmm.
That would be pretty good to set up for Survivor Series.
Mm-hmm. They already planted the seed. They go break up. They already go break up. But don't you feel when Solo took over the bloodline, shouldn't he stay kind of the same character he was instead of this happy-go-lucky, whatever goofball, whatever he's doing and shit? I mean, I don't know what the fuck he's doing. I have no
I,
idea, but
I,
it makes no sense to me. Come on, I mean, seriously.
I'll be honest with you. For a while, he Solo was getting very irritating, whatever this character he was playing. But I guess after this match, when I was seeing him mimicking Penta, I guess making fun of him, his mannerisms, it was actually entertaining.
Nah,
I
dude. Mm, mm,
I thought Solo was entertaining.
mm, mm. Well, uh obviously LA Knight's gonna be the one chasing the title. I really think I think they're gonna put him over one day to make him champion. Uh this sets up to me, this sets up for his Royal Rumble win. LA Knight. I think that the Royal Rumble is gonna be his. Then Andrade, we already know he had no chance in hell. He had 0% chance. 0%. El Grande was there for comical relief. You know, but I ain't gonna lie to you, man. The Penta thing, you know, he started growing me now. Like he's starting to grow a little bit, but overall, man, you knew Seth was gonna get it. You had to give it to him. You had to.
I thought that LA Knight would for sure win it, considering that the first Money in the Bank happened in Los Angeles at a WrestleMania. The name LA, and of course, this event was uh, I guess if they want to call it Los Angeles, California, it was actually Inglewood, California.
Yeah,
But
same thing.
it's, I guess so.
That's it.
Like we asked ourselves who deserves it, but won't get it. You chose LA Knight. I thought Andrade deserved it. The person who least likely would win this match but could have sucked us. You went with Americano. I went, of course, with Penta.
Mhm.
Uh, I actually thought that at one point Americano was actually what's gonna get the briefcase. The way he did that stunt with the ladder, from one ladder to another, but we've
Dude,
seen crazier things happen in
dude,
WWE.
dude, let me tell you something. He would have been so over if he'd have got that briefcase. That would have been the best. See, I wouldn't have mind if he won. I wouldn't have mind. I thought this would have been the best story ever. And that would be perfect with your shirt for him on Raw. Perfect. With him in the briefcase, that would have been
Yeah.
perfect if he would have won. I would be
Oh,
good with it.
uh-huh.
Been good with it.
Uh, Ladies and gentlemen, if you're watching us on YouTube, listening to us on Apple, Spotify, and iHeartRadio, thank you so much. Go ahead and hit the like button, share the episode with your friends, leave us a comment, let us know how we're doing, let us know
I
what
got
you.
one last question for the mailbox, sir.
Oh, okay, let's do it.
This is from a new member, Mr. Donald Moore of Wisconsin.
How you doing, Donald?
All right. And also, Donald, I know I'm sorry. This is your second one because the first one was in the spam, and I never bring on the show. It was a month ago. I apologize. I'm sorry. Seriously, I am sorry. Will John Cena retire? Because I put this actually with this one here. Will he retire as the last real champion again? And does Mario think that he's a bigger face than Cody Rhodes?
Hey, we're on that again.
Dude came out of nowhere. I thought everybody forgot about it, but Don, my man Don did not forget.
Put me on the spot, Don. All right. Put me back on the spot
And you the one said it, bro.
because it's true. There's no way that John Cena can be a bigger face. He never been a face. He's always been at that half mark. People hate him or like him. Kind of like what they're doing right now. Because you still hear the chants, "Let's go Cena, Cena sucks." Uh, I mean, like Cena's supposed to be playing a villain. I feel that sometimes he can't even do that right. Sometimes.
Mm, mm,
But hey,
mm,
what
mm,
do I know? I'm a fan. I've watched WWE. I've been watching WWE my whole life, but
mm-hmm.
whatever.
Okay.
Um, do I think Cena's gonna keep the belt when he retires? No.
Mm.
Personally, I Cena,
Yeah.
I see him as giving back, and if he gives back, he's gonna give it back to the fans, to the company who helped
Mm-hmm.
put him, and
Yeah.
he's going to drop the belt off to someone who deserves it. Which brings us to our next. Oh, did you want to respond, Lou?
No, go. You go.
Okay, which brings us to our next match. It's the tag team match, the main event. Cody Rhodes and Jey Uso versus John Cena and Logan Paul. Of course, we'll get predictions out the way. Lou, you chose Cody Rhodes and Jey Uso. I chose John Cena and Logan Paul. Man, oh man,
Mm,
where do we
mm,
start?
mm,
Where in the hell do we start with this?
mm. Now the match was okay. It was all right. I
It was
mean,
all
it was all right.
right. It was all right.
There's a story with it. That's all I'm gonna tell you. It's a story.
There is a major story, and I actually had something set up where what I was going to say at the end may have not been as positive. Oh, yeah, damn.
Mm,
I am
mm,
glad that kayfabe is still around, and for what those of y'all who don't know what kayfabe means, it's basically a Hollywood term that says you're playing the part. When R-Truth put on social media that he was released from WWE, everybody, including myself, went ballistically nuts.
mm-hmm,
You heard the chants, you heard their opinions on social media.
mm-hmm.
The fans demanded him back.
Yep.
Who, at this point, who cares if this was actually real or I'm not even going to use that word because I hate that word. Who cares if this was actually real or not? I did not see this coming. I
Nobody did.
was I was highly upset. Lou, I know you were hurt by this
Yep.
release. What was your opinion when this went down?
Well, you know what? Honestly, man, I mean, you can say what you guys say. I'm just gonna let it go because now, and still, we don't know what's going on. Our truth, but the only thing I'm gonna say is, if that would have happened, if it was real or not real, it'd been kind of fucked up. But that's a sensitive subject with all the guidelines, so I'm gonna let it go because it seemed like he never went anywhere. But I got a more important question for you than that.
Mhm.
Is Cody Rhodes, that the clown, the fraud that he is his run over? Because he's getting crickets in the crowds. Is
Oh,
he
you
over?
know that too.
Is he done?
You
Will he ever
mean
get
as
the
far as
belt back?
being a champion? Yeah, as far as being a champion, or as far as competing in WWE?
Hey, being a champion again.
I don't think that they'll give it to him. I really don't.
I think he's
Uh,
done.
you see so much. If anything, you can use Rhodes to elevate mid-card talent. Uh, you see him doing it with Logan Paul. You also see Cena doing that with Logan Paul, the way they had miscommunication, kept on shoving each other.
I actually
Most
like
important,
that. I
you, huh?
actually like that. I like that.
You like that? I liked it that too.
I did like that.
But most importantly, you see him elevating Jey Uso, what's a champion who needs it the most. So
Eh,
maybe the match was all right, but WWE is cooking something with this. Where they're gonna lead with this these support talents after today, I don't know. I know I want to see something between Cena and Logan Paul somewhere down the future.
yeah, you probably will. It might be a Night of Champions or some shit like that. But uh as far as Cody, I think this is my opinion. I think his downfall was his loss, how he lost at WrestleMania. With
Hmm.
him getting hit in the head with the belt, he never kicked out. I think that hurt him bad with the
Hmm.
fans.
Hmm.
I really did. And him going against John and all that shit. And And now, man, it's time for you to email your Uncle Paul. Get on your email, talk to your uncle, and say, now it's time for you to flip. Time for you to flip Cody. It's time for Cody to flip. I need Cody to flip by SummerSlam. It's time for Evil Cody. Because if he wants to be champion again or have a nice run, you got to flip Cody. You got to flip him. You got to set Cody up to replace John when he leaves. You got to set that up. So sooner or later, Cody's going to have to flip. You need Cody to flip. He's going to get heat.
I would agree with you on that 100%. Because somewhere down the line, if Cody flips and turns heel, you can actually see matches between him and Randy Orton.
Mm-hmm.
That match would absolutely sell.
Mm-hmm.
But don't just put it at any pay-per-view event. That's a WrestleMania match or a SummerSlam match.
That's WrestleMania.
That's a WrestleMania. Okay.
That's WrestleMania, and you got LA Knight. If they did it right, fancy booking wise, you need Cody to flip, take on Randy at WrestleMania, and have LA win the Royal Rumble. I don't know who the champion would be at the time, but it would be nice if the champion was Gunther. Now I can take Gunther taking losses of his title. I can take that. I didn't like it with the whole Jay thing, but Gunther puts old people over. But you need a villain, a heel. And it's time for you to elevate Gunther too. Y'all need to elevate these heels. There's two heels you need to elevate besides Logan. Logan's get heat, whatever, but they're doing this all the sponsor heat, whatever it is. You need Gunther, you need Charlotte to be those heels. It's time for you to bump them up. That's just my opinion. Otherwise, the match was, I mean,
It was hard.
I
It
mean,
was just a regular tag team match. Nothing
now let me ask you a
special, no
question.
spot.
Who does John go against the Night of Champions? Logan? Does that work?
Mm, I say a triple threat match. Cena, Logan, and R-Truth.
Okay. So now we already know Truth came back. So what would you do if Truth is back or never left? How would you book Truth for the rest of the year? How would you do it?
Don't let Truth become champion so soon. Continue the feud building up between Cena and Truth towards the end of the year.
Okay.
And at the end of the year, and maybe you guys may agree with me, maybe you won't. But when Truth wins the Undisputed Championship, people will go crazy and nuts.
I think so.
But Truth will be a transition champion
Mm-hmm.
for someone else to take the belt. To be honest with you guys, Truth don't even need that belt. He
He
doesn't.
deserves it. He deserves it though.
He deserves it, but he doesn't need it. He's already an attraction on his own.
Truth, man. When you first said the whole thing he might win the title, I laughed at it. And I'm starting to think now, even though I don't believe it's going to happen, but if it does, I'll be very intrigued. Especially, I gotta see now. Since he's back, I like to see R-Truth versus Mr. Guana.
That would be so awesome.
I like to see that. I like to see R-Truth against Mr. Guana. That would be Mr. Guana and R-Truth. Email your uncle. Put in the books. Mr. Guana versus R-Truth. And matter of fact, add Psycho Clown there too. with the little tongue thing hanging out of his mask. I don't know how that don't poke nobody in the fucking eye and shit, but whatever. You know what I mean? I'm sorry, sir. Go ahead.
That was I enjoyed seeing Psycho Clown. When I saw this character, I'm like, this is a little bit different. This is not your regular cartoonish characters that we saw back in the old days. This was actually something different, more of like something along the lines of the Attitude Era.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but we'll go ahead and wind this down a bit. I did actually have something prepared as final thoughts, but you know what? I'm gonna let it go. Overall, how did you grade this Money in the Bank compared to last year's?
uh, a step above last year. The only thing that ruined it last year was that stupid fake cash that the failed cashing. The women's match was better than this year's women's match. I thought this men's was better than last year's men's. But overall, it's like a B plus. I mean, it's like head and head with Worlds Collide. I mean, Worlds Collide had more action, but I mean, it's my second favorite pay per view, and it's okay. But the ending was awesome. I didn't see that coming, so I do appreciate that. I still think that's not. I don't think that's your Uncle Paul. I don't think that's his idea. I think it's other. I think it's other Paul. But if it is, half a clap. Half a clap for your Uncle Paul. Half a clap. So on People Audio and iHeart and Spotify, I'm giving half a clap for his Uncle Paul. And that's it. Half a clap.
You're gonna keep on doing that until that man is no longer head of creative, aren't
It's
you?
coming. Hey, it's coming. It's coming. That's another
You
subject
know
for
what?
another time, sir.
Yeah. Anyway, we're gonna go ahead and wrap this up. Next time we come to you guys, we'll be doing overtime. Lou, do you want to give him a sneak peek?
Yeah, because it seemed like I won the bet. Yeah, I got more. I got the winner right. You got none right, so I won the bet.
So look for us on overtime on our next show. Of course, after that, we had Night of Champions, which happened June 28th in Saudi Arabia. We'll be coming on immediately after that show. Until then, this wraps it up for this edition of
Oh,
Wrestle
wait a minute.
Talk.
But
Uh,
I'm gonna tell the fans something here. The next when we do overtime, Mario and I, since the WWE did not do the draft, or they might not do the draft, we're going to do the draft ourselves. So we're gonna have the rosters from SmackDown, we're gonna have the rosters from Raw, and we're gonna go back and forth, back and forth. Now, but the first picks are the champions. We go 1, 2, 1, 2. And since I got the most right answers tonight, I get the first pick overall. So I get to pick the champion and the first pick in the draft when we go draft. So I dictate the draft since I won the bet. So that episode will be coming out soon. And thank you so much for that one. It's gonna be a fun night for both of us. We get to do a little fancy draft booking. I'm actually gonna put in something right. We can draft, right? But I also want to put a little side note in, right? Let's have some cuts too, at least like 2 or 3 cuts. Because you already know who I'm cutting.
well, we'll get into it, but yeah, looking at these names, yeah, I, I can imagine that, but we'll say that for the overtime show, guys. That does it for us on the Wrestle Talk. See you on overtime. Until then, peace out.
Doses.